Parathyroid hormone is a hormone that will affect tubular reabsorption, specifically tubular reabsorption of calcium. Parathyroid hormone is released from the parathyroid glands during hypocalcemia, or low blood calcium levels. The parathyroid hormone travels to the kidneys, where it's going to cause the distal convoluted tubule to reabsorb calcium, pulling the calcium out of the tubular fluid and putting that back into the blood, helping to increase those blood calcium levels back to normal. Additionally, parathyroid hormone is going to cause the kidneys to release another hormone, calcitriol. The function of calcitriol is unrelated to the kidney function, but calcitriol is related to blood calcium levels. Calcitriol will target the small intestine, where it will increase the absorption of calcium, helping to increase blood calcium levels back to normal too. The hormone aldosterone is going to help to regulate tubular reabsorption and secretion, specifically reabsorption of sodium in water and secretion of potassium. Aldosterone is going to stimulate the distal portions of the nephron tubules to reabsorb the sodium, and then indirectly water will follow. The portions of the nephron involved here include the ascending loop, the distal convoluted tubule, and the collecting ducts. Aldosterone is going to be used to increase the number of sodium-potassium exchange pumps in the cell membrane of the renal tubule cells. Sodium will be reabsorbed, and water will follow the sodium via osmosis, so we're reabsorbing both water and sodium. Potassium is being secreted in this process, and we're basically sacrificing the potassium in order to retain the sodium in water. Aldosterone is released during dehydration, and that's because it's going to help us to retain water, which will help to combat the dehydration. Aldosterone is also released during low blood pressure, as it causes us to retain water, which will help us to increase blood volume and blood pressure. And don't forget, it's angiotensin II that causes the release of aldosterone. Antidiuretic hormone is used to regulate reabsorption, specifically reabsorption of water. Antidiuretic hormone is going to target the distal portions of the nephron tubule, specifically the distal convoluted tubule and collecting ducts. The source is the pituitary gland, and it's the hypothalamus that will control the release of antidiuretic hormone from the pituitary gland. Antidiuretic hormone is going to tell the collecting duct cells to put more aquaporins into the cell membrane of those renal tubule cells. Aquaporins are just channels that will allow for the diffusion of water into the renal tubule cells. So we are going to reabsorb water. Antidiuretic hormone, like aldosterone, is released during dehydration, as it also helps us to retain water. Likewise, antidiuretic hormone is also released during low blood pressure, because by helping us to retain water, we will increase blood volume and increase blood pressure.